I just wanted to catch up as to what's happening. Um, I'm kind of back into that book mode temporarily, although I have been publishing cards, I just haven't been publishing videos about cards. I'm kind of revamping I guess, my technique for marketing my products, and so there's been a pause on the YouTube videos. But I wanted to catch you up as to what's happening behind the scenes. I've done a couple of books. I was going to share them with you. So this one is actually, I've redone a design that I had done in the past, which is a Coptic bound book with the Autumn Spice Designer Series paper that is from last fall. But I actually love this paper so much that I have a lot of it kind of hoarded in my supplies. And so I've made another book with it. But this book is really sensitive because what's going to go into this journal is extremely personal and actually quite difficult to write. So I don't know if you've ever done journaling for self-healing. And so I had to make it quite visual in nature inside to help me get started. So there's some things in there, like for instance, I've attached these small cards that you probably can't see that they're embossed. But they'll have like special messages inside, and I've pre-stamped them with a few expressions that I think might be nice to see, some encouraging expressions. This is a new stamp that I just love. It says, if at first you do succeed, try not to look astonished. I love it. So you'll probably see me do a card on that set soon, which just came out with our new idea book and catalog. But I've also done some more block stamping. I don't know if you noticed that I love the stamping you can do with the clear mount blocks, just inking them and misting them and then stamping. So I've kind of set up these areas with different size block stamps, and I've used my favorite colors. Again, encouraging the ability to write about things that may be difficult to write about. I've kind of wanted to surround this little book with, positive colors and shapes. I actually like clean and simple, so I wanted some kind of structure. I didn't want it to be too book arty. I want it to be structured. So these large squares that you see that have been stamped here will actually be supplemented. So this is an artist trading card. And by using the artist trading cards with this book, what I'm going to be able to do is kind of go crazy on that artist trading card with a picture or an image that represents what I'm talking about. And so maybe it's a past experience. I can choose an element from that past experience and make it the focal point of the ATC card. And then once that ATC card is finished, it'll be mounted into the journal right on top of that background image, and then I'll be able to write about it on the left. So the ATC card is an artist expression of the event or the emotions behind it, and then on the left is where you write your story. I'm also planning to use a few inchies in this book. So wherever you see the small squares here, I guess rectangles, there'll be an inchy in the middle, and maybe that inchy will have a photo on it. But I want that image that is inside that rectangle to be small, but it's going to, again, represent a visual aspect of what I'm writing about. And it could even be, because some of us don't draw, it could even be a cutout from a magazine. So if I'm talking about shoes, for instance, I can cut out of a magazine a pair of shoes on sale, put them on an inchy, and then mount them there. Again, encouraging a visual connection to what I'm writing. So this book should be really interesting. I think it's going to do a lot for me, kind of just getting into some of the aspects of family genealogies and also personal reaction to what I find out. Then I also put together a couple of these books recently, and these books are actually inked up Tattered Angels tiles that have been bound, again, Coptic, and using black paper as the filler. And the way these books are set up, and I made one for myself and one for someone at work, these are photographer journals. And so what you put in a photographer journal is at the top of the page, you'd put a small, no bigger than this ATC size photo. And I use a Polaroid that produces those small photos instantly. And so you would put your photo there, and then underneath, I'm going to be using white gel pen for these entries. I'm going to journal about that photo that I took. So this is about photography. It's about those images that you can catch that you can journal about. The purpose of this is photo journaling. Then I made a little book for Laura, who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, actually. And it's funny, these papers are not Stampin' Up! And, you know, Stampin' Up! Demonstrators might wonder, why would she make me something that's not Stampin' Up! And to me, it's pretty obvious. I'm sure that as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, they probably have tons of Stampin' Up! Stuff. Don't need any more of it, probably. So giving them something that's non-Stampin' Up! Will give them a piece of variety in their collection that they can enjoy. So this is a small book. She loves these books that I make. So I went ahead and made her one. And it fits into this little tin that's actually a repurposed box from a tin can that tea bags come in. And then I included a micro gel pen, and she can kind of keep this, you know, by her bed or whatever and make notes into it. I also made one last journal before I stop. Is a journal that I had made for a fellow coworker again, who is an exceptional engineer. His birthday was recent, and he's like a super sports fan kind of a guy. And so I made this book. I wanted it to be extremely masculine, and it's a Seahawks fan mini book. It is quite thick. But when you open this mini book, it's Tim Holtz inspired, and the pages themselves are designed, the pages and the book are designed by me, but they are inspired by that manly metal kind of feel you get with Tim Holtz products. And the pages that have photos are photos that I printed out of key players on canvas. And then underneath the photo, I have put stats. And so it took me a while, but I had to learn how to divide football up into sections, like receive, defense, punt. And so, believe it or not, I know nothing about these things, but I did some research so that I would know how to divide my book up. And then I looked at the stats, and I found key players that are popular in the areas of those different, you know, sections of football, and I put that in there. So I think he's going to enjoy it. The sad thing is, there's a lot of tags in here too, and the tags have stats. The sad thing about this is that I found out after I made the book that he has a little bit of an issue with Seahawks right now. So I was kind of disappointed, but I showed him the book and I said, do you still want it? Because I can, you know, make you something else. And he said, I still want it. It looks like a cool book. And so that's the Seahawks book. So I just wanted to kind of share what I was doing and give you guys a chance to hear that everything's fine. I'm just kind of in a book mode right now. Take care and keep stamping. Bye-bye.